Welcome back, everybody. We are here again to continue on this evening's adventure into somewhere.
Madness,
Trying to make
probably.
something up on the go and I lost it.
It's okay.
If you remember our Gonzo episodes from back in the day, I mean, these new episodes are kind of Gonzo episodes every week, but this is going to be kind of a throwback to.
I really tried to find the actual date on where we aired the very first episode, which this is a throwback to, is basically our very first episode on the Pokey Factor channel, at least, right? I couldn't find the originally aired on date, but it was close to now. It really was, like almost 2 years ago.
May 29th.
Okay. So the first thing we ever did was a hypothetical. Nigel did a cheesy voice. If you could only have 3 knives, what would they be out of your collection?
In a world where you must choose, you can only have 3 knives. Yep, we kind of decided that as a introduction to all of us and kind of seeing what's in our collection and getting to know who we are based on our knives as we got the channel going.
Indeed.
We may or may not have grown as people, I should also say, in air quotes, but some choices may have changed, some methodologies may have shifted, and it's one of those old-timey forum games you always used to see with people talking about charades and old-timers and shit, so I think we have something a little bit nicer than that to show off tonight, but yeah, bit of a throwback. 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Collections have changed considerably in those last 2 years.
Looking forward to seeing the evolution of what everyone has bought over the last 2 years and how things have changed. Paul has a pouch now.
Now, yes.
Or three.
Those are excellent pouches, man.
Yeah, these things are great for the record.
That they are, yeah. And yeah, like we're doing the throwback, we're going to throw it back to how it was, and I'm going to start first with this.
Just that like the original episode.
Indeed. So I had a really hard time kind of ordering stuff. Did it mostly based off of intention of use and setting of where I was going to use it, ergonomic preference, and what I've been drawn to most lately. Aesthetics, and then kind of steel choices were kind of how I pared stuff down and sorted everything out. And going to start off on the classier, lighter side of stuff, and the little mini Super Freak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see indeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one comes in as my classy, lightweight suit knife.
I have a Chrome page that's supposed to be showing up right now. There we go.
That is interesting choice indeed, sir. An interesting choice.
Yep.
It's a good choice. S90?
Yep. S90, carbon fiber, nice little red barrel spacers. For my hand size, it's in the main portion, it's a nice comfy 3-finger grip, and then the ramp part there gives me a nice purchase for my pinky, so it's really
locks you in.
Yeah. I likes it.
Good stuff. That's actually a bit of a surprise. For the record, you can reminisce what your original choice was last year for your number 3 choice, if you want to share, because it's just funny. It's funny from 2 years ago.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna I don't remember what order I put them out last time. Did you have that written down, Dennis?
I certainly do, sir. You dropped the Rafir Noble Chaparral as your number 3 choice 2 years ago.
I definitely still really, really love this guy, but due to shipping issues at this time in the world with everything going on, I have not gotten around to doing anything about repairing the mess of the scale after I caught the pocket clip and the scale exploded on me.
Patwang.
So just for the fact that,
Indeed.
yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, so this guy got kicked out just because I mentioned that part of my sorting this out was what I was gravitating to and what I was grabbing and what I was carrying. I'm not carrying that guy lately. It's not in the list right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would it be if it was fully fixed? Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna ask you.
No, that's a fair question. It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be a contention for sure. For sure, I'd have to sit and think about it for a while, longer than that we have to spell out letting me think of it here. I think.
That's fair. One of the things I think about as well is durability and longevity. Sometimes in these top 3 picks, and something that has a handle scale that might be a little more durable might come into play if you only get 3 for the rest of your existence. Right?
Yeah, that is fair.
Something to consider.
That's been proven on its durability.
So I get to kick that off for number 3 for myself. I was next in the order, and
I just want to say one thing very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think Rod is in chat, but I just got a text message from him letting me know that he's watching. So what's going on, Rod?
Glad you joined us for the first time. You should get your ass in chat and actually make a comment or 2 about our silly asses.
That's
the group.
Awesome.
Good stuff, Rod. 2 years ago, my choice for number 3 was a Benchmade Contigo. And over the last 2 years, my collection has grown significantly, at least my EDC one. I sent Joe a picture overall of the overall collection just because I posted one today on social media.
You want me to throw that up?
Just right off the back. It's impressive.
These are your options for EDC.
So what I wake up every morning to decide what I want to carry is this little handful of goodies.
You've got many more that you don't typically carry, but this is the go-to. What am I carrying today?
Yeah. So out of this all group, whatever, number 3, and I did rank them, and that's what I love about this is actually ranking them to the point where you get a number 3 and a number 1. It makes it exciting for everyone. My number 3 choice is still a goddamn Benchmade Contigo. You bet, it's phenomenal. You bet, I love it. This thing gives me the fizz and will till the day I die. I love this knife, man. I'm not even a big fan of the term the fizz, but Jesus, there's no other way to describe it. That picture with the magpie is still
grown on, has it?
Oh, dude, it gets a little fizzy sometimes. I gotta shove it down.
Almost a spit take. Thank you.
I don't know, guys. I bought a second one.
Okay.
Like as a backup just in case.
Knowing who you are, what you do, and how you treat your tools, knowing their capabilities, I'm not shocked, honestly. This was your pick still. You've never stopped liking this knife. Over the entire time that I've known you, since before working at the shop, like, this has been a constant companion in many ways.
Yeah,
I can't fault you for it.
I've taken it up the side of mountains in times where I haven't known what to take with me. It's been so awesome in every environment I put it in. Sorry, Nigel, go ahead.
No, just had a silly point that I've been trying to hold off correcting you, but you haven't been saying the name properly the whole time.
Yes, of course.
I will not war crime.
Contigo!
No. That means you got to cut something. These aren't war cry times. There's a time and a place for that war crime. And the war cry to go along with the war crime.
Yeah, I thought I heard war crime there. I'm like,
it's fine.
I'm not gonna address that. I'm just gonna let that.
I am carrying a Contigo in this particular situation. Do you blame me for either one of those things?
No, not even slightly. That's funny though.
Anyway, some things never change, and this thing, it's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
how's your feelings on M4 since there's not really a comparison between an old third place and the new third place, but have your feelings on M4 evolved since you first started carrying and using the knife, even as far as 2 years ago?
I appreciate it so much more. Honestly, like the hype of M4, but after you have 2, 3, 4, 5 years of use of just like, holy cow, what can it take? I'm sure excited to see what CPM crewwear can do. I'll tell you in 2 years. But yeah, it's
And before the next pick gets going, I'm actually I did double check on the dates of it and stuff. I know we keep saying 2 years. It's actually only a couple months until it's 3 years.
Oh, shit, really?
yeah.
2017. 2018?
So every 3 years we need to do our new top 3. That makes sense. All right.
3 years is a good chunk of evolution, man. You never know. That explains so many things. Also why I still like a Contigo.
No kidding.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's Contigo.
Before I had a Contigo,
right,
I wasn't a real man. That's for the comment from Justin.
Excellent.
You were just a shell of a man, were you?
7/8 of a man.
Just a shell of a man.
I hate that. That's the worst.
Pick.
Please. Dennis, who's up next?
Joe, you're it, man.
Oh,
you're it.
Oh shit. All right.
Number 3.
Okay, I had to think a really long time about this. What was my old number 3 pick from last year?
You were the 560 CBCF last year, 3 years ago.
Right.
Come on.
Last time.
Last year.
Yeah.
James.
The composite blade, super fancy S110.
But also,
your number 3.
At the time, that knife was kind of a shit kicker for me. Like, I really abused that thing. I put it through...
It has no resale value.
No. But that was my first exposure to S110V and how ridiculous of an edge holder it could be, even that thick behind the edge. But in terms of a new shit kicker knife, I suppose my number 3 pick is going to have to be the AD15 from Cold Steel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Number 3 out of everything you own, that guy takes the place.
That's it, yeah. If I had to pick 3 knives, and I'm kind of like Nigel in this regard, I kind of rank them in terms of different use cases. What would I want? What would I think I would need? The AD15 uses S35VN.
You may be preaching to the choir on what you need in a particular task.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's something where... I know the approximate usage of this thing. I've put the Adamas, and we talked about this last episode a little bit, but I've put this through a use case that you shouldn't really force a folder into. You've done similar things with your Contigo. With similar... There it is. With similar thickness of G10, of steel liners, and with a blade steel that's arguably... Well, no, for sure, it is many times tougher than D2, S35 that is. With the cutting performance, even the limited amount of time I've had with this knife so far, if I'm going to take a knife and just beat the hell out of it, I kind of want it to be this knife.
What's Cold Steel heat treat their S35 to?
I haven't actually tested with my my files yet, but they're supposed to sit...
but they will answer. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
As far as I know, they're supposed to sit around a 60-61. So they're not shy about properly heat treating steel. So that
is proper if it is what it claims, and all of the Cold Steel stuff has been so far. So
I have tested my Recon 1 in S35, my Tonto. That thing is 60 plus for sure. Like super good edge holding, and for a tough knife that's kind of fun, kind of quirky, fun to fiddle with. It's a little weird in its construction. Like this Scorpion lock is just goofy, and playing with it fills me with joy. So if I had to have one tanky badass folder to just kick the shit out of until the end of time, this is probably going to be the one.
I also have to say I appreciate the fact that everyone scrambled and took pictures of their knives as far as the top 3 goes, because this picture of your AD15 is like... Wow, if you posted that on Instagram and tweaked the lighting a little bit, that'd be a good looking picture, man.
Yeah, I literally took that this afternoon.
I am sure you did. That's why it's
full disclosure. I couldn't actually decide until very recently whether this was going to be the choice or whether it was going to be my old 620 from ZT.
You're giving spoilers away down the future because your 620
Yeah.
was in the listing somewhere along the way. But anyway,
Yeah, it was between those, but that'll give you a hint.
Yeah,
You've ruined it, Joe.
I think all of us, well, maybe not all of us, but I think I can say as well that definitely struggled right up until the final moments on this one.
I'll tell you, the thing that tipped it over the edge for me, knowing that S35VN is very easy to resharpen, and knowing how tough it can be with a proper heat treat, this is just such an easy pick for me for this particular category. Anyway, yeah.
All right, Paul.
I mean, like you said, how do you go wrong?
Yeah.
What
do you got for us? 2
so,
years.
2 years ago, I believe. Oh, I'm breaking things.
2
years ago, I'm pretty sure it was the 801, right?
You certainly did pick the 801. Yeah, in all its purple glory.
All its purple glory. And the best part about it is it doesn't even have a pocket clip on it. I've had this knife going on 3 years.
You went number 3 in your category 2 years ago, clipless.
Yes.
And you still would have picked that knife. Interesting.
To be fair, at the time, I think my top 3 were my 3 nicest knives.
Paul had only somewhat recently gotten into the higher end side of things, so it's hard to fault him. All other things being equal.
I mean, I think out of the overall out of the 3 guys here, I would say that Paul's evolution of tastes. No, out of the other 3 guys here, sorry. Out of anyone's taste, I think Paul has evolved more than the rest of us have.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a fair argument because.
And I like it. I love it. And what you've started to fall in love with has made me chuckle so much. But yeah, anyway.
On that note, the swayback.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
You're silly on that one.
I absolute dare you.
Silly because he owns it at all, or
silly the fact that I took this picture today because apparently I don't have a picture of this up on my Instagram.
I don't think I can insult you more than Joe just did.
I know.
You don't have a picture of this on your Instagram. You should be ashamed. All those pretty fall colors last year, and you didn't take a shot of your swayback and all those glorious leaves. I tell you. You call yourself a man.
So, the love for titanium hasn't changed.
No. But you'll note it's gray. This one is probably not getting anodized.
Really?
Although I did buy an aftermarket clip for it, and it's on its way, and that will probably get anodized. Just for a little pop.
Fair.
Did you buy an aftermarket clip for your 801 by any chance?
No.
Sorry. We were giving you a hard time about that.
No, I sure didn't. I should have. That would have been a smart idea.
It's a deserved hard time.
You know what? I don't give this knife what it deserves. Especially in the LMAX.
Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a clip on the thing and get it in my pocket. Anyways, the main reason why I picked this as my number 3 was because I have had very strong opinions over the last 3 years, specifically when it comes to hollow grind. And this knife changed my opinion. This thing slices better than probably anything else in my collection.
You own a 112, right?
A Buck 112?
Yeah, but it's like a select with the plastic handle, correct? With the grooves? Yeah, okay. Because, I mean, I know 420 high carbon, or if yours 425 modified for the old Japanese steel, whichever ones they are, type of thing. Either way, the buck hollow grind, if you've got a decent edge and you actually EDC that might have swayed you a little bit earlier, but I think because of sentimental reasons, you really didn't EDC that knife that often.
No, that knife doesn't come out.
Or
To be fair, that knife
probably
only
put the
recently
edge on
came
it
in.
that it deserves either, right? So
That knife only recently came into my collection too. It wasn't something I've had for.
Oh, I thought it was a sentimental thing.
Well, it is, but it
Oh.
came into my collection
I see. Okay,
a
good
couple
enough.
years after my dad passed away.
Fair enough. I'm going to bring up a sore topic just because, I don't know when to stop, so it's all good.
No worries, man.
Poke.
I will say though,
They call it the Pokey Factory, don't they?
XHP in anything, give it to me. I want it. It's fantastic. Buy a knife in XHP. Just do it.
I think it deserves more credit than like the kind of stainless D2
Yeah,
reputation that it
people
gets.
equate it to that, but really the edge holding is a much closer to like a higher tier S35. Like,
And maybe
and you
it's
can
because
strop it.
people. Well, I was going to say maybe it's because people really have got the heat treatment figured out, especially the higher end companies like Cold Steel or Spyderco or whatever type of thing, right? That have their XHP kind of dialed, right?
Careful calling Cold Steel a high tier company. You're gonna piss
Hey.
somebody in the comments off.
When they say 62, they're not messing around. They mean 62.
No.
Like
No, they are not.
And-
No, they are not.
So,
I've got XHP from them, and that knife is fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we three of us do, and all of us are severely happy with Cold Steel's XHP. So whatever.
Yeah.
As much as Mall Ninjas, they come
Oh.
up with some phenomenal stuff. So
Goofy, but well executed.
That's it.
yeah,
That's
Beta 1. That's your number. Or
No,
Swayback
the
now.
Swayback, yeah.
Replaces.
Pretty solid. In terms of the evolution and changing opinions, I get why why that would be your number 3 pick. Like, it makes sense.
So,
Like-
if they come out with a mini Swayback,
Oh,
will you
shit.
buy it, and will it be replacing the number 3 choice in this particular category?
Would you want this in a smaller size? Like, think
Damn
like
Skippy, you should. It should have come out in the smaller size of the first goddamn.
it should have come out with a goddamn wire clip.
That too. That
The only
too.
thing they need is a wire clip.
That too.
I'm not bitter.
I would probably be happy if they came out with a mini version. I'd probably buy it too.
That is part A of my question.
Would it become your new number 3?
The mini? Probably not. I like big knives.
Good man.
That's probably an accurate answer, actually. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, Dennis,
So-
you're leading the shit show. Who's next?
we reversed categoried it, and Paul started off with number 2 the
Oh,
last time.
Really?
Yeah, you bet we did.
Man, we
I've
didn't-
been here
what-
for a while.
3
We
years
reverse
ago,
sorted it.
3 years ago, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, man.
We reverse ordered it.
That's
So
that's funny.
So I guess it's my go.
Again,
back to back,
yeah.
baby, back to
Yeah.
back.
Speaking about my love for titanium,
Oh
Do you
yeah.
know what your number 2 was last time?
my number 2 last time was my PPT, if I'm not mistaken.
It certainly was. Your S90. Yeah.
Not a
So-
bad
And-
choice.
S90 still continues to be one of my favorite steels. That has not changed. I adore it, and Spyderco does a fantastic job with it.
Something super awesome that I noticed, and you'll notice it in Tuesday's video if you go back and watch our review of the MIDI Adonis or whatever, is how much these knives come up in that conversation. Because all week long we were talking about the things in our collection.
Mhm.
So your PPT comes up, the SR1 comes up, the like all of these knives came out of the hat on Tuesday because of us reliving what we actually have and what we carry, right? It's kind of funny. Anyway, continue on.
That's exactly it. So yeah, on that note, instead of the PPT, I would argue a nicer knife, a classier knife, and a discontinued knife with the. Oh my god! Oh
Nice.
no!
Do it. It's got a number
Come on,
on the side.
what
maybe
is
if,
it?
Maybe if you read
What is it?
read the little number
know.
underneath the butterfly, maybe that'll bring it back on all of the things that you need to say.
Oh,
Oh no. No,
Nope,
it's gone.
that didn't help.
You're in
It's-
headlights.
it starts with an A.
Would
I
you
Yeah,
like
would.
to
I
buy
know
a
that
vowel?
part.
I know that
Paul! Paul!
Would you like to
You're gonna make me
vowel?
cry.
You need,
So anyways,
you need
yes.
Joe to
Put
Google
my
it.
Benchmade anthem up on screen, Joe.
It's up there. It's already
It came
up.
back.
Thank God. Oh my God, you remembered.
What's the model
There.
number again? Just for the record, you need to read it on
I
the
don't
side
know.
of
I
the
can't read that right now.
It's a 4. Oh, no,
The
it's blurry.
781.
781. Jesus, I don't even own it. It's
Who the hell memorizes numbers, you nerd?
Uh-huh. Unless it's a ZT, why would I care?
unless it's a ZT.
Even then, should you really care? Should you really care? No.
Not
No.
really.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
that's Sinkovich. Yeah.
Might be one of my favorite shots. That photo there. With
It's
the
okay. It's okay. The anthem
like it.
itself is a phenomenal knife when it works correctly. But we just played with a couple that, yeah.
Yeah, when you've got that kind of action, you can't go wrong. The fact that you can just
So, hey, Paul, how about you show off
Aw.
my favorite aspect of that knife? If the lighting is good enough to do so. I don't really know if
is
it'll
it
be
my
here.
dick clip?
No,
No.
it's definitely not the dick clip.
It's not the dragon penis.
The ribbed dick.
I mean,
No, it's the
No,
spring on the
it's-
inside because it's not.
Oh,
a big
Dennis knows who I am.
spring. I know Joe and his hate for Benchmade.
Not even hate. Just
Knows how caustic he is.
No, you can't see it there.
So-
Don't do it.
this is the
Yeah.
only access lock, to my knowledge, that used double coil springs for the compression of the access lock. Meaning
Double?
it should. Yeah, there should be an internal spring along a guide rod, and then there should be a larger spring on the outside. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that.
I think it's just one of them.
I thought it was just one.
I thought it was a single spring myself as well.
Okay.
But Joe is nerdy like that, so he might.
I
have
might-
investigated things.
No, I might actually be getting that confused with the spring on the
or a Mannix. or
old.
something.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm actually getting those confused now that I'm thinking about it.
There's a fair amount of dust in there, and I can't see. So I'm gonna do a little dusting later.
Well, every
That's
Sunday
funny.
I bring some Q-tips so I can clean out some knives as we're chatting. So, like here, I'll just pass them.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not. Go
How
ahead.
weird would it be if I just had one then?
That would be creepy. So, an integral, you say, but not your only integral.
Definitely not my only integral. Arguably one of, if not the nicest knife in my collection.
It's so nice.
So-
that knife is so nice. It deserves to be like top 3 Benchmades in anyone's collection that owns it. It really does.
It's probably worth mentioning that when we first got those anthems in, there was a little bit of not grittiness but bumpiness in the action, and that has all but disappeared with yours. Like
There is no but. It's disappeared.
it's gone. All right, awesome. Apparently, when you tighten down your pivot and there's steel ball bearings that they press into titanium, which is softer than steel, it might leave dimples behind.
Are these steel or are they ceramic?
They're
Uh,
steel.
It could have been, yeah. I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
they're
these were
steel.
ceramic ball bearings for some reason.
They feel like ceramic ball bearings. They're stupid smooth, but
Yes. The thing I was going to say, though, is that in most knives, if they have ball bearings, they usually have a hardened steel washer on the inside that the ball bearings ride against so that they're not
Yeah.
wearing into the titanium underneath. Because this is an integral, there's nowhere to get those washers in, so they had to forego it. So it's titanium and ball bearings are riding right on it. So they kind of make their own channel that they roll in. And if you over tighten the pivot, you put indentations into that channel that can make the knife ratchet very much like a manly wasp as far as opening technique.
that is so unfortunate.
And it's been de-ratcheted, but my Spyderco Navaja, because apparently I got everything out to talk about collection knives tonight. So
Hey, imagine that. Imagine that.
the ratchety that a Spyderco Navaja actually would have would be fantastic, but mine doesn't ratchet. So that example is kind of redundant, but anyway.
So why did the anthem beat out the rest for the number 2 spot?
Because it's the anthem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
arguably the
I just wanted.
Benchmade ever made. I
Yes.
hate the fact that that's one of the nicest Benchmades ever made, but you have to admit
Because
it.
it's not a gold class, and it's discontinued.
No, because it's not on Omega Springs like every other Benchmade, so they did something different and they did
That
it right.
too.
And I hate the
That
fact
too.
that it actually makes that knife set apart so much nicer. And it's so much smoother than a Mannix, because a Mannix is really stiff and like when you're trying to engage it.
It is.
So they did the spring lock, but they still made it feel like it was on Omega Springs, right? So
they did such an amazing job with the design of this knife.
The reason why it hit number 2 for me is a similar reason why you guys, both you and Nigel, when you picked up the Mini Adamas, when Nigel first picked up his the M4 bailout, immediately a customer came into the shop and handled this, and I had run across to do a bank deposit or something like that. No, it was actually I went and deposited my own paycheck. And as I was walking back into the shop, Nigel handed me the knife, and I had never handled an Anthem yet. And I opened it once, and went, oh, fuck. And went immediately and took one and paid for it and put it in my pocket.
Paid way too much money for it.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is that a bailout is the $300 knife, and Adamas is around a $300 knife. These are like $6.
You're swinging with Sabenzas. That's right. Like big dick swinging with Sabenzas.
Big dick player.
Yes.
So that'll be said.
So
we should try to keep this train moving a bit more.
Yeah.
Joe,
Fair
what's
enough.
your pick?
Am I next? Oh wow.
It is reverse order because we were silly like that.
Yeah.
Right. Let me grab my photos here. Again, all of these categories were kind of a tough pick. Remind me of my number 2 pick from last year. I think it was. Well, I'm not going to say it out loud, but
you were a Sabenza 21. Why aren't you?
That's what I thought.
Get this train rolling. We got
yeah. Don't worry.
2 episodes, and I told you this was going to take 2 episodes. Just saying.
Yeah. So my number 2 pick was the Spyderco Smock for this year.
Oh snap! That's a good choice.
So there's a couple of reasons that the Smock ended up beating out the Sabenza. The Sabenza has S35. Yes, it's hollow ground, just like the Smock. Cutting performance, yeah, the Sabenza probably edges out, but what I really like about the Smock is it's just so fun to flip and use and to hold and to carry. Like it checks so many boxes for me that out of everything in my collection, the stuff that I want to play with the most is usually either a weird locking mechanism or something kind of gimmicky. This is just this square flipper tab combined with a button for the compression lock. Button locks, for the record, have always had a certain spot in my heart. So getting something like that out of Spyderco with a somewhat innovative new flipper tab design that doesn't hit the side of anything on the inside of your pocket, that actually feels streamlined to a design and disappears once it's open. Man, I don't know that I need this knife in 20 CV. I know there's limited versions of that out there, but I love this design so damn much that, like, S30V and all, fake carbon fiber and all, I'll probably hold on to this longer than a lot of other stuff in my collection just because of how much I enjoy playing with it. And using it. It just does so many things right. And it's got speed holes. Like, come on, it's got speed holes. That alone should then net at the number 2 spot.
So when I get the MXG clip for my native, I'll let you play with it with a smock. And if you like it, you can order one of your own, and at the same time, Paul can get one for his own. We got it all lined up, boys. It's all good. It's all good.
Things are happening. Yeah. Yeah, no. This wasn't yet just like the 707.
Speaking of, shout out, because Rod might be with us. Thanks, Rodney, for hooking us up with the MXG clips. I'm really looking forward to playing with my native with the new clip. So.
Super kind of you to do that for the boys, for sure.
I really hope it fits.
That's what she said.
Oh dear.
That's also what she said.
I will say, like that in that tone of voice. Jesus.
Yep.
On that note, that might be a good time for a break, and then we can finish out number 2 and number 1 in the second half.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
there's nothing better than ending on a "that's what she said," right? So
Debatable, but okay.
For me.
debatable.
So yeah, being that, we are going to leave you all on a cliffhanger in the middle of our second choice of our top 3 of our collection here. Stay tuned to catch the next episode to see what Dennis's second pick and what everyone's top pick is for our collection. Hang out and enjoy yourselves. Go off and empty out your bladders, refill your drinks, and we shall return shortly with everyone. See you soon.
Mini Adamas.
Mm-hmm.
Adamas.
Big Adamas.
I know it's Adamas, but it's Adamas. I don't care.
We don't need